Are you considering a move to Rockport, Texas? Well, it's a beautiful coastal town with its laid-back lifestyle and its unique charm. But before you pack your bags, there are a few things that you're going to want to know about so that way you can make the most of living here. And that's why in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 key things about Rockport that's going to help you prepare for your move, from driving distances to the realities of living here in the small coastal town. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel or you're a returning viewer, welcome. I'm Lezli Milner. I'm a local real estate agent here in the Coastal Bend, and I create weekly videos about life here with tips and insights to help you make informed decisions. So if you have any questions about the area or you're thinking about moving here, you can find my contact information in the description below. Now let's get into the 5 things that you need to know about before you make the move to Rockport, Texas. Now, the first thing to be aware of when you're considering a move to Rockport is how much the tourism impacts the area, because Rockport is a popular destination and it's known for its festivals, its fishing tournaments, and other annual events that draw in larger crowds every year. So you have events like the Sea Fair, Market Days, Oyster Fest, and the Rockport Art Festival that bring people from all over the place, which can make the town feel lively and exciting. But these events also mean increased traffic and a busier public spaces during the peak times, especially near downtown Rockport and Rockport Beach area. You also have fishing tournaments in particular that are a big deal here, which really bring in visitors from all over. And Rockport's location here on the Gulf makes it a prime spot for all fishermen, and these events often turn into town-wide celebrations, and for the locals, it's a chance to enjoy the energy and even participate in them. But it's something to keep in mind when you're planning errands or outings during these times. And during the summer months, you're gonna notice an influx of tourists enjoying Rockport Beach, the local shops and restaurants, and this can bring a boost to the community, but it might require some patience if you're used to just quieter days. Now, longtime residents have learned how to navigate the busier times, often adjusting their schedules or just avoiding the high traffic areas during these large events. But there is a flip side, because when the off season rolls around, Rockport really quiets down a lot, and this town takes on a peaceful, small town vibe that many people love, and you're gonna have fewer crowds and just a slower pace of life. And this balance is one of the main reasons so many people choose Rockport as their home. You get the best of both worlds, and you really get a vibrant community during the peak times and a nice retreat the rest of the year. So if you are considering making Rockport your home, it's good to plan around these busier times and just know when they're coming up, and really just embrace the unique energy that these events bring to the area, while also enjoying the charm of this smaller coastal town during the quieter months. And the next thing to be aware of when you're considering a move to Rockport is the driving distance to nearby cities and the shopping options in town, since they are a little limited. And a lot of people ask me when I talk to them, they really assume that Corpus is just 20 minutes down the road from Rockport, but really it's closer to 45 to 50 minutes down the road, depending on the time of day you're traveling and how much traffic is out on the road. Now, this comes as a surprise to a lot of the newer residents, especially if you are planning to commute or make regular trips for errands to Corpus Christi. Now, while Rockport does have everything that you need for day-to-day living, like an H-E-B and a Walmart, it does not have big box stores like a Target, a Home Depot, or Academy, or even a Best Buy. So for those, you're gonna have to head to Corpus, where you're gonna also find larger shopping centers, a mall. So many locals in Rockport take advantage of these trips to Corpus to run multiple errands at once, really making the most out of their time so they don't have to go back and forth. So with that said, one of the great things about Rockport is all the small locally owned businesses and boutiques there. Now, these shops are perfect for finding unique coastal decoration, gifts, and any little essentials that you can find. Now, supporting these businesses is not just just convenient, but also a way to stay connected to the community as well. So if shopping a variety of stores or convenience right down the road is a priority for you, it's important to consider how often you're going to need to make trips to Corpus and how that might impact your schedule overall, because travel time does add up, especially if you're juggling work, family, or you have other commitments. Another thing you should know about Rockport is that it has limited healthcare options. While Rockport does have smaller clinics and doctor offices for general care, it does not have major hospital or access to specialized medical facilities within the town. So this means that for more convenient care, you're going to need to make the drive to Corpus, and Corpus is home to several full-service hospitals, including those that offer emergency services and more specialized treatments. But with that distance being around 45 to 50 minutes, it's important to really think about how this might impact you or your family, especially if you have ongoing medical needs or you require frequent visits to a specialist. And for more urgent needs, Rockport does have urgent care centers, which can handle those minor illnesses or injuries. But for more serious emergencies, the travel time to Corpus could be a factor to plan for. So if healthcare is a top priority for you or your family, I really recommend researching the local clinics and the urgent care options in Rockport, as well as the hospitals here in Corpus, so that way you can plan ahead and know where to go for any situation that comes up. Something else to consider when making the move to Rockport is the limited restaurant options. While Rockport has some fantastic locally owned restaurants, you're not going to find many chain sit-down options here. So if you're someone who enjoys dining at places like a Chili's, an Olive Garden, an Applebee's, or a Texas Roadhouse, you're going to have to make the drive to Portland or a little further up the road to Corpus to find these restaurants. Now, what makes Rockport so special though is that it focuses on small locally owned spots that really capture the town's charm and the coastal vibe. So from the fresh seafood to the home style cooking, these local restaurants offer unique flavors and a personal touch that you're not going to get at these larger food chain restaurants. So you have some local favorites like the Bowling Pot, Charlotte's Plumbers, Las Camalas, which are just a couple of examples of the unique dining experience that you can enjoy here in Rockport. However, it is worth noting that many of these local restaurants are closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, which can be a little inconvenient for some people, especially for those who like to dine out earlier in the week. And just know that Rockport does have a few fast food chain restaurants in town. They have a McDonald's, a Whataburger, a Golden Chicks, Sonic, and a few others. So there are a few quick options available if you are looking for something more familiar. But during those peak tourist seasons or even the annual events that go on in Rockport, you're gonna notice longer waits at the popular spots. So really planning ahead if you're planning to go out or making a reservation if you can save you some time to wait. So if you are used to, having a wider variety of dining options, or you just crave popular chain sit-down restaurants a lot, this might take some adjustment to get used to. So it's just good to plan ahead for those times when you're wanting a chain meal, as you'll likely need to make the drive to Portland or Corpus. And Rockport's local restaurants are a key part of the community. So whether you're grabbing a quick bite or you're enjoying a sit-down dinner, supporting these local businesses is not just about convenience, it's also about experience the heart of Rockport. The last thing to know about moving to Rockport is that enjoying the beach here comes with a cost, and Rockport Beach is pretty clean and a great spot for relaxing, swimming, or spending time with family and friends, but it's not free to access, and you're gonna need to purchase a day pass for $10 or an annual pass for $40 if you plan to visit regularly. And one of the great things about Rockport Beach is that it has a bunch of added amenities as well. Along the beachfront, you're going to find playgrounds and several swing sets, making it a perfect spot for families with kids. There's also a nice park area and 65 individual picnic sites spread throughout the beach. And each picnic site includes a covered table and a barbecue grill, so it's really easy to plan a fun day outdoors at the beach. So it's also important to know some rules here about the beach, though, because dogs are not allowed inside Rockport Beach since it is a bird sanctuary. However, there is a small beach area just outside the entrance, though, where leash dogs are welcome. And bonfires on Rockport Beach are not permitted, so keep that in mind when you're planning your visit. Also, Rockport Beach is a pedestrian-only beach, meaning that you're not going to be able to drive on the sand there. While that might be different from what you'll find at places like Port Aransas Beach, it keeps the area quiet and more laid back, which a lot of people tend to enjoy here. So if beach days are part of your routine, then the annual pass is definitely worth it. In between the clean environment, the amenities, and the relaxing vibe, it's a spot that many locals here love.